Would you like to attract new customers for your Amazon products and boost your sales? If so, utilizing the FBA promotions can be a really valuable tool for achieving these goals. In this video, you will understand the different types of promotions available on Amazon and how to encourage customers to purchase more from you.
Hello, Ali. I'm really excited to have you back here on OrangeClick channel today to talk about Amazon promotions. So what they are and how Amazon sellers could use them for their advantage. But before we start, could you first introduce yourself and let us know what you do in the Amazon space?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me. It is really a pleasure. And I'm Ali Hobart. You might also know my husband, Sumner Hobart, and together we are Amazon sellers. We have a YouTube channel where we share all different aspects of e-commerce and also making money online in general. We also have courses on Udemy, and we've been traveling the world while we're selling on Amazon and creating all of this content, and it's been a pleasure. And I'm so glad to be here today in the OrangeClick bag.
Awesome. Yeah, we do have a couple of videos recorded with you, Ali, and also with Sumner on our OrangeClick YouTube channel. So if you want to see what else we have put out there together, then search for it on our YouTube channel. And for today, you also prepared some slides to give us a better overview of Amazon promotions, which I think it's a good topic to both to those sellers who have been already selling for a while, maybe they need some refreshing their memory about it, but also newer sellers who haven't at all discovered this word yet. So go ahead, share your screen, and let's start.
Okay, yes, definitely. I'm very excited to talk about product promotions because I remember back in the day when we first started selling on Amazon, and like that was 2018. So we were early-ish. People only talked about promotions when they talked about the infamous giveaways, and do those giveaways when you're launching your product, and you would create those single code promotions to give your product off for 90% off or something like that. And then later on, I haven't really heard about promotions that much aside from when we have Prime Day going on, but I'm super excited to share this because we have seen increasing conversion specifically with certain types of product promotions. And I'll explain here the different types of promotions that you can create within Seller Central. And some of them are super exciting. Amazon has been changing a little bit of the layout as well as how they show up. So we can get started. Okay. Let's start with the different types of the promotions. First, we have the percentage off, and that is basically the buyer's going to get a percentage off one or more items. And I'm going to explain how it kind of works through a tutorial when you're actually creating your coupons, your promotions, which are different from coupons. Now, you have the single percentage off promotion, and that's sort of a secret claim code that you get that you can distribute however you want, and it needs to be applied at checkout. So that's the single. Usually it's like a very long code of letters and numbers that you get. Then you have the group percentage off promo codes. Those are public. You can either have that displayed on your product Amazon listings page, or you can not have it displayed, but it's going to be the same code that everyone's going to be using. And they're going to apply at checkout so they could get the discounts. And lastly, there's none, neither one, which is where you create a percentage off promotion and it gets automatically applied at checkout. So when would you want to use before. This is why I'm saying I was getting so excited. This is kind of what it looks like now on Amazon listings page. They have created this new section that says extra savings. So you get that badge, which increases conversion rate of someone who already wants to buy a product. Maybe it's on the fence. And it can also help you, as I'm going to show you, increase sales for other products that you sell. So you would get this little badge, extra savings, someone can click to drop down and understand more of the promotion, and you have control over all of the wording as well. And then they can just click the button and add to cart or redeem the promotion. So I really like how they're doing this now. And when are you actually going to be using each type of percentage of promotion? So if you're going to use a single, that would be a more of a controlled product launch, or when you want to offer a high percentage off. So if you want to be more in control of how the discounted products that you are offering, then you want to get a single percentage off, which I'll show later in the tutorial. Then you have the group percentage off, and that is for you to increase conversions or increase the cart value. So for the group percentage off, you can offer discounts for one product, the product that the customer is seeing on their screen, or you can tell them, hey, if you also get this product, you can get a percentage off both. Or you can tell them, hey, if you buy 2 of these, you get 50% off a third one. So you can increase conversions, and you can increase the amount of products that the purchase value of that cart. So how many products that customer buys from you. And for neither one of those scenarios is when you also want to increase conversions, but also when you want to move inventory. So with the group and the single, you add that extra step of inputting the code into the little box at checkout for them to actually be able to redeem it. When you don't give them this extra step, you make it easier for them, you move more inventory. Now, the second type of promotion is the social media type of percentage off promotion, so social media promo code. And that is very similar to the first one. The buyer gets a percentage off 1 or more items, but you also get access to this unique marketing page, and it's a trackable coupon. So you get all this data to really analyze it. They see it from a standpoint of an investment, of course, like your marketing budget that you're distributing to influencers, for example. You also get access, if you want, to share that coupon with Amazon influencers and Amazon associates. So that's a great perk as well. You don't necessarily need to even go after influencers yourself. You could share that code with Amazon's own pool of influencers. So when do you want to use this? When you want to increase sales, of course, you want to increase sales of that product, when you want to track your marketing investments, and when you want to get access to that group of people that Amazon offers. If it's not really that case of an influencer, then I would go with the percentage off. Then the last type of promotion is the buy one, get one. And this is a lot of times misunderstood as buy one, get one, 30% off, for example, but it's not. When you create a buy one, get one on Amazon, it's the buyer gets another product free upon purchase of 1 or more products. So that gets a lot of people confused. So if you're thinking about making those pairings, you want to go with the percentage off type of coupon. And when you want to use this type of coupon is when you want to get rid of inventory. So if you are reaching your storage limit, for example, if your product hasn't really been a big success and you have a lot of it, then you might want to encourage sales of your product by offering another one for free. So that now I'm going to show you how to create your different promotions. So as I said, they're all, especially the social media and the percentage off, are very similar. So I'll go through how to create a percentage off, and then I'll bring in the only part that is a little bit different for the social media type of promo code, which is the one that I highly recommend, the one that will increase your conversions rate the most, and that will give you that little extra savings badge. Oh, good. We can go. Okay, so Within Seller Central, you go ahead and go to advertising and then click on promotions. Then you're going to come to the screen where you're going to see your 3 options. There used to be other options for promotions. They were like free shipping or money off, but they have kind of condensed into just these 3. And I'll show you, because now you have several choices that you can make when you're creating your promo codes. So first, before we actually start creating that promo code, we need to make a product selection. We first create a list of items that we want to apply that promotion to later do all of the details about the promotion. So go ahead and go to that 3rd tab that says Manage Product Selection. And then there's going to be a drop-down menu, and you can decide what type of list you want to create. Do you want to create based on SKU? You want to create based on ASIN, browse node, brand name, or an advanced product selection? The advanced product selection is pretty much when you can create more rules, like add these, but do not add those. Like you're a little bit more specific, but you're still going to have the chance to exclude some items while you're creating your coupon code. So let's say you have a whole variation family of items. You can add that ASIN in the list, the whole variation family, so you can use for maybe multiple coupon creations or promotion creations. And when you're creating your promotion, you can exclude a certain one. Maybe it's your bestseller. Maybe it's one that your margins are already kind of low. So for this example, we're going to do ASIN list. You choose, and then you click on Create Product Selection. Then you're going to be able to name your product selection, and then you can add all of the ASINs that you want. So if you had chosen SKU list, you would add all of the SKUs that you want for that list. And once you're ready, click on Submit, and then you're going to be brought back to that promotions page. And now we can go to create a promotion and then choose the type of promotion that we want. And in this case, we're going to go with percentage off. Click on create, and we're going to start making some decisions. So the first step is kind of like the conditions of your promotion. So it starts with what does the buyer get? So do you want to give them an amount? Do you want to give them a discount based on a certain amount that they spend? So after they spend $25 with you, then they get, for example, 15% off. Or is it based on the quantity of items? If they buy just one, they get a percentage off, or maybe they need to buy 2 to get the discount. And finally, for every quantity of items purchased, they get a certain percentage off. So I know sometimes it's hard to imagine because it's very product specific. Some are much better, work much better for certain products than others. So let's say you sell things in bulk, or it's something that usually people subscribe and save, but you want to sell them all at once. So maybe for every 2 that they get 50% off or 15% off. So once you make your decision on this side, then you can use this box to say what you want. So if it's the amount, at least $25 off, you put 25. If you want at least one item, they get the discount, you put 1. And the same thing for the quantities purchased, you can fill out all of the details. Next, you're going to be selecting the ASIN list that you created, or any of the product selection that you've created. You can do a specific one. So you're going to see this list. And if you can't see it, you can go to select another, and you're going to find the one that you named. In that example, I used the water bottles all. Or you can even apply this promotion to your entire catalog. So in this case, you would click entire catalog, or select your unique product selection. And then you're going to decide what is the percentage that you want to give them. So in this case, I wrote 15% off. Next, what is this discount applies to? So you have 2 scenarios. You have the purchased item. So let's say they're viewing this promotion on my yellow small water bottles listing. So if I do purchased items, they get on whatever, if they're purchasing that, they're going to get the 15% off on that purchase for that item. If you do additional items, in that case, you can create tiers of kind of like rules for you. So let's say it's the purchase item. You already have that first condition that you created before, which is at least one item, you get 15% off. But you could create other conditions. So it could be at least one item that is $25, so like create different conditions and you can add and remove those conditions. Or if you want to go for the additional item, which is the one that I said that can increase your cart value. And we've been using this a lot later for our products. And this is really helpful if you have a brand that appeals to like the same audience. So it wouldn't be that helpful if you're selling, I don't know, like dog leashes and kitchen coasters, like if it's completely different audience, then maybe that's not for you. But if you have a brand where the person buying one item might be interested in the other items they have to sell, this is perfect. So you could click on additional item, and then all you have to fill in is the ASIN that you want to accompany this promotion. So let's say I have my yellow small water bottle, and then I also sell water bottle cleaners. I put the ASIN of the cleaner over there. And then later on, you're going to see that you can even write down exactly how you want them to see. Buy this water bottle and this water bottle cleaner, and then get 15% off. There's all of the details that you're in control of. And for both cases, purchased item or additional items, you need to set your budget in dollars. So as it says here on the little notes, these budgets are not hard limits. It's just for you to be more in control of how much you're not necessarily spending, but how much you've given away with your promotions. So it says here, as when it reaches 80% of your budget, then that's going to go offline. So that's really good, because a lot of times you don't really know how well a promotion is going to go. As I mentioned, like back in the day, we use this type of promotions to do giveaways and launch our products, which are not, in my opinion, as successful as a very successful strategy anymore in terms of launching products. And there was one time, here's a horror story for you. There was one time that we accidentally created a code, and it was, I can't remember if we did like one person can redeem as many times as they want, or we did the group coupon code, meaning there was like no limit. We didn't have control of the specific codes, and we pretty much lost our entire inventory. Like it was almost like 1,000 units, 90% off. We're able to cancel a lot of them, but that was like a huge low moment of our Amazon selling history. And it was on the eve of Sumner's birthday too. So that was a really sad birthday. But anyways, you live and learn. Now they've implemented this budget, which is great. So if you want to be more in control of how much you're spending with these promotions, then you should set your budget here. Next, you have these advanced options, which are what I mentioned to you, you can exclude certain items. So for that exclusion, it would work the same way. You can create a product selection. So let's say you have a group of ASINs, but you want to exclude certain SKUs. Maybe you sell both FBM and FBA of the same ASIN. Then you create a new product selection with those SKUs, and those are going to be excluded. You just have to click on the drop-down menu and click on that product selection as well. And it just gives you a warning at the end to say that if you create multiple promotions for the same product group, that could result of people combining the different coupons. So you have to pay attention to what type of coupon redeem multiple times and what can be stacked over each other and whatnot. Now we move on to scheduling our promotions. So you can select a start date and an end date, and pay attention of the time zone in case it's very time sensitive, especially for like social media promo codes. Sometimes it's a whole day of launching and they're going to start sharing at a certain day. We prefer to play it safe and just kind of start beforehand. If it's like a social media promo code type of thing, we start like a day before just to make sure the promotion is running well and so on. So you select your day and time, and then you can name your promotion however you want, and to just repeat the same internal description with the tracking ID. But if you have a more sophisticated system of tracking, you can do that tracking ID for you to find it later more easily. And then we go to the additional options. And that's where we're going to be seeing those different types that are very important. So the first one is the single use. And again, that's when you're going to have a lot more control because you're going to receive a list. Let's say you're going to say how many coupons you want. Let's say you say 10. You're going to receive a list of 10 coupon codes that only having those super long coupon codes is that someone can redeem their discount. And you're in control also of if that code can be redeemed only once or multiple times. So this next checkbox here is where you would choose if you want just one redemption or multiple. And then everything else, it's grayed out. You don't really have, there's not really a claim code that you create. So this is for the single use. Then we move on to the group promotion. And that's where you have control over a lot more details, including the actual code that you want someone to input. So you have that. You also have the chance to select if it's one redemption per customer or not. Then you can create a coupon code, promo word code, I guess, code. I'm so hesitant to say coupons because people confuse the coupons, which is that little green badge that you can see from Amazon's results page with the promotion. So please excuse me if I said coupons. I mean the promotions. But anyways, you can create the code for someone to actually use. So this could be really useful when you also want to share this in other pages. Let's say you have your own, I don't know, like email list or inserts for, not for Amazon, because you can't really do that, but like the inserts for certain other products, and you want to have control over that, or even for social media influencers as well. If you want to create a specific one, then you can write down the code that you want, or you can click on suggest code and they're going to give you a random one like that. Then next, you have this whole area where you can customize the message. So remember when I showed you before the extra savings badge that you click on the drop-down menu and you saw all that text, you have control over that text, what it says. So first, there is the promotion applied. So as soon as someone redeems that, you could say something else. You could say, yay, you got it, this is yours now. Or you could just keep the standard like promotion applied. Next, there is the kind of like the standard text for you to, they build a standard text for you so you can put the name of your product. So right here, the example is qualifying items. So save 1% on each qualifying item. So if you change that, that's going to be save 1% on water bottles, then that's what it's going to say. Or you can customize your own text and create this entire sentence however you want. And this is specifically helpful when you're doing that buy one, buy this and buy another product. So buy 2 different products and get the promotion. You can be more specific about that. And lastly, you can decide how big you want that to show up. So on the drop-down menu, you can do 50, you can do 70, 90. So how big the font you want it to be. So how desperate are you for someone to use your coupon, pretty much. So, okay, once you did all that, this is all for the group coupon code. And then finally, we have the none. And again, that is for the promotion to be automatically applied at checkout. And you also have control over the whole text. Now, if you can see, it's no longer one redemption per customer. Since it's automatically applied, The same customer can buy as many times as they want, however many people as they want. But also one thing I forgot to say, for both the group and the none types of percentage off promotions, you can decide if you want that to show on your detail page or not, actually. So let's say you do want a group promo code that you're distributing through your email list, but you just want for that because you want to monetize your email list or whatever decision that you have, and you don't want just a random Amazon customer to know that this promotion exists, then you would check this off. You check the show promotion on detail page off. And then only the people who know this promo code can use it at checkout. And that's the same for the none. And I also wanted to show you this last part looks a little bit different for the social media promo code. So just to show you all of the details. So it is automatically a group type of percentage off. And you can choose here, as it shows, if you want to share with Amazon's influencers and associates. So you have access to this whole other group of people if you want to increase even more sales. Then you can make the decisions of redemptions. Do you want 1 unit per checkout, unlimited units for 1 checkout, or unlimited units, unlimited checkout? So it depends on how much inventory you want to move and your budget and all that. And last, you can also create your claim code. Actually, you have to create your claim code, and it will always start with the number that is your percentage off. You can control that. So if it's 20%, you could do 20 and then whatever you want with a minimum of 8 characters, maximum of 12 characters. So it could be like the name of the influencer, 15 Rachel, like they like doing that type of thing with social media promo codes. So that's the difference between the two. And then once you're ready, once you've made all of your decisions, you just go and click on review. You're going to be able to read through everything and just make sure you look through your budget, look through the dates, everything. And then you click on submit. And in this case, because I chose for this example, the entire catalog, it gives you a final alert. Hey, everything's in for this promotion. So you submit, and then you're going to be brought back to that promotion page, and you can manage your promotions on this through the second tab over here. You're going to see the tracking ID that you created, the internal description, and everything else is going to tell you if it's active, expired, or pending, if there's still pending reviews, because it usually takes a few hours for it to go live. And that's it. That's how you create your promotions. Hopefully it was clarifying on the different types of promotions, when you should use them. At least in my opinion, that's when you should use them, because they're very similar, but there's definitely certain promotions that can be used for better situations depending on your case, as well as how to create them.
Thank you so much, Ali. It was very in-depth overview, but I think it's very useful because although it's not that complicated topic, I think still a lot of Amazon sellers get a bit confused because there are so many different options and different levels. So I think you did a nice job explaining like what are the main differences between the types, and then in the other settings. So it was really nice to hear. That's because you're sellers yourself. I wanted to ask, what's your favorite ways to kind of use any of those promotion types yourself?
Yes. So the ones that I didn't explain today in the coupon codes, we love doing the coupon codes because you do get that badge on the results page, and that increases click. So that's more like, come see more of our product. So we do that in terms of money off. Then, because we have a selection of products that appeal to the same audience, we love using the percentage off for multiple items. So if you buy one and another one that you most likely will be interested to as well, then you get. And there's many ways that Amazon's doing actually a really good job with this cross-selling, like with Brand Story, for example. Now you can link some other products if you want and all that. But having it above the fold, having it just next to your product price, all of these different badges, it's even psychological. The person's like, okay, I cannot miss this out, and I don't know how long this is gonna last. They make it super easy with the buttons as well. So we've tested with some of those, and we really like that type the most. We haven't, to be honest, we haven't used the buy one, get one free. And the social media promo code we've used a couple of times, but we prefer just using the group percentage off. It just, for us, it's a little bit more, we're more in control of it. We can do whatever code that we want. So that's usually what we like the most and what we've had the most success with.
Awesome. Nice to hear that. And thanks for sharing, your own experience as well. So before we go for the day, could you once more highlight what are the best ways Amazon sellers could follow you as you also share a lot of your knowledge, and also definitely highlight the travel Instagram you're doing, because as you said before, you're traveling a lot. So people are definitely interested to see something that is not so Amazon related perhaps, but still goes together with a lifestyle a lot of Amazon sellers also might want to have.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the Amazon side of things, we have a YouTube channel called The Amazing Escape Plan, and you can find this on YouTube, and you can also find us on Instagram and LinkedIn and all those kinds of social medias. We're like all over the social media channels, but we are always sharing. We share on a weekly basis, even either multiple times or once a week on YouTube, all kinds of content, and we're always taking in suggestions as well on what people want to know more about. And for the travel side, it is good to say, because we are only able to do this, to have this type of lifestyle, because of Amazon. Well, at least that's how it got started. Like if it weren't for Amazon, I would have never quit my job, or Sumner his, and so on. Now we're able to travel. You can find us. Our name is Hobarts Abroad. You can find our YouTube channel. We're having so much fun traveling through all these different places and creating vlogs or like cinematic videos. And we're also on Instagram and the other social media platforms as well. And TikTok. Actually, we have a good amount of people who like our TikTok. So Hobarts Abroad for everything. It would be great to have you there.
Awesome. Thanks again, Ali, for joining me here today to share your experience and your expertise. And I hope to see you soon again.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope to see you soon also.
I hope the content provided in this video will be beneficial for your Amazon FBA business. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comment below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe buttons so that you see more content we create and upload to our YouTube channel. And now I would like to recommend to watch other video where Chris Rawlings tells how to get more clicks to your Amazon listing without spending much money on PPC.